Lucia. Good morning. Now, as promised, I did say I hope the next time you guys join me, I would have been at work. And so said, so done. I am at work and I made it on time. So, we are in the festive season, the Christmas season. And of course, there are a lot of robberies happening, and we have to know how to protect ourselves, not only for the Christmas season or for the new year, but going forth throughout life. And of course, my friend, he's no stranger to us. And I think it's safe to say my friend because we've had interviews over and over and over. So he's no stranger. I have Officer Shervon Matthew with me this morning, and he's going to talk to us a little bit on how to protect ourselves and, keep ourselves safe throughout life and throughout the season as we are approaching into the new year. Good morning, Officer Shervon. How are you?
Good morning, Sean. I'm good. Just a little bit hungry. I haven't had
Hungry, I understand.
Yeah.
So let me just take this opportunity to extend season's greetings to you and the entire family.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so the discussion we're having this morning is gonna entail, how to protect ourselves during not only the season and the new year approaching, but throughout life, because personal safety should be our number one priority.
Yeah, true. We live in a world right now where the crime rate is on a rise, and there are certain things that we must do to prevent ourselves from becoming victims of crime. I'm not saying that we might not become a victim, but there are times that we could limit our losses and limit us from becoming victims of crime. One of the main things we're in the Christmas season. Around Christmas time, there's a lot of money going around. Persons are ordering stuff. I know you have to order a new outfit for Christmas Eve. So persons will be ordering, that's money, things will be going around. Persons will be carrying newly purchased items, newly purchased televisions. When it comes to appliances, always take down the serial number of those appliances, because when it gets stolen, if you didn't have time, put the identifying mark. The only way you could identify it, if we the police recover it, is by the serial number. So if you don't have that serial number, you cannot identify your items. Another thing, do not leave valuables on your seats, especially in this time when your bag and stuff, the firearm holders, do not leave your firearms in the vehicle, because we don't want another firearm out there on the streets, persons that could use and to commit crime. When it comes to robbery, be observant. Observation is key, all right, especially for the business owners. Someone will not just come to rob your business place in one day. They will scout the place. If you have a overgrowing bush around your business place, cut it. If you have boxes preventing persons from escaping, if there is a robbery, it's always good to clear those boxes out. Be observant, always train your employees when it comes to personal safety, right? During a robbery, it's always good to stay calm. You might say, officer, why stay calm during a robbery? But, bringing undue attention to yourself could probably harm you or harm anybody else. Be cooperative. When the robber comes in, if they ask you to pass the money, don't tell them, office, okay, look the cash register and we have another set of money in the back. Just cooperate. Give them the cash. Limit. Too much information. All right. And as I said earlier, be observant. All right. And when you're speaking about personal safety in the festive season, it also comes to traffic rules as well. Do not drink and drive. If you're going out and you're gonna drink, go with a designated driver. It's all these things we could do to help protect ourselves.
So what about individuals, who carrying large sums of money? They're probably coming from MoneyGram, Western Union, maybe just drawed money from the ATM.
Right. Right, sometimes around this time, a lot of persons send money from the United States or from England for their loved ones, and they go collect it. Now, one of the main things when you go into those areas like the ATM or Western Union, always look around you, because sometimes the persons could be there watching to see, when you're going to come out. When you get out of the place and you have that money, do not count the money on the road. Count it inside, place it in an envelope and place it in your bag, and try to hold your bag closely to you. Now, another little trick is going with somebody. There's always strength in numbers. All right, somebody will quicker try and rob one person than to try and rob like 2 or 3 persons. So so you could go and somebody, you could have each other's back, watch each other's back. But the most important thing, as I said from the beginning, is observation. We need to observe our surroundings. We need to observe who's watching us. Do not go to the ATMs on an evening when it's dark already. Do not go alone. All right, do not leave large sums of money at home. If you have a large sum of money, there's nothing wrong in putting it in the bank or the credit union. It's all these little things we could do to help limit our loss. I'm not saying no, you'll not become a victim of crime, but at the same time, observation is key to see what's happening around us, and also report suspicious activities to the police. If you've been walking in an area and you notice somebody has been following you for a long time, call somebody, call the nearest station. Yeah, just keep your head up, walk upright.
So we're looking forward to New Year's Eve now, and Christmas is coming. Christmas Eve is approaching, and a lot of parties are gonna be around. What is your advice?
If you go to the washroom and you have a drink, go with your drink. All right. Do not drink out of punch bowls. All right. If you having a drink and it tastes funny, do not continue drinking. Do not leave your drink unattended. Do not allow anybody to go to a bar and buy you a drink and bring it back. Go and look at the bartender, who is making that drink, because you cannot trust anybody in this time. Okay, we're gonna have a lot of rum going around, a lot of food. I'm not a health expert, but the food, you have to be very careful in eating those foods. But just watch what you drink. Watch who pours your drinks for you. Do not leave. As I said, don't leave your drinks unattended. Yeah.
Well, and there you have it, St. Lucia. Officer Chevron, he gave us some tips on personal safety as we're going out through. Christmas is approaching. We're almost there. And as we head into the new year and just, life in general, be careful and be cautious. Now, I'm going to give you this opportunity to send season's greetings because I know the season is quickly approaching.
All right. I just want to say season's greetings to all my fellow colleagues in the Royal St. Lucia Police Force and my officers at the Groseley Police Station, my family members in Soufrière and those watching overseas, to my little girl Deja. Daddy loves you.
All right, guys. So on that note, we're going to take a quick break. But then when we come back, more for you right here on This Morning. Hey there, St. Lucia. A very pleasant good morning to you, and welcome back to This Morning, where we always keep you in the know. Now, right now, I'm actually at Chesterfield to find out the difference between the counterfeit notes and the original notes. As we are in the season, it's all about spending, the festivities, the partying, the togetherness, and I think it's only fair that we recognize and we are able to identify what is real from what is fake. Let's go.
Good morning to
And
you.
how are you?
Good morning, St. Lucia.
Season's greetings.
Season's greeting to you as well, and to all St. Lucians and in St. Lucia and the world over. Well, during the Christmas season, there's normally increase in transactions, whether it be the exchange of goods and services, and monies change hands more frequently. So we just need to inform persons so that they can be aware, so that they will not be victims of receiving counterfeit, because the law is very strict as far as that is concerned. But there are some basic examination of the notes that one can do when they receive it, so that they can be able to identify whether it is a counterfeit or not. There are varying levels of security on the notes, but in the field, I don't expect one to work with the equipment that would require or that would be needed to do an in-depth analysis. But there are basic features just by looking at the notes that one can determine whether it is genuine or not. For example, we have the portrait of the Queen on the face of the note, and all of them has it on the face of the note. And if you hold it up, you'll also see an embedded portrait of that face on the left side of the note. If you turn it over, you'll also see those embedded portraits on both sides of the note, the left and the right side. Also, the edges of the notes are reinforced. While it makes it a little stronger and more rigid, but it's also a security feature. It also has a thread running through the note. In the case of the $5, it's a 2 millimeter thread running through across the note. Sorry. Now you notice, you will see it's broken. But it's not broken. It is a complete thread. But when you don't see it, it means that it goes into the paper that the note was made of. So it's called a windowed thread, and that is a security feature as well. The $5 note also has an embedded thread, a rigid embedded thread on the note as well. With the other denominations of the paper notes, the thread is a little wider. It's about 3 millimeters, and it's also broken or windowed, as it were. So that is some of the features that one can look out for when transacting in the paper notes of the EC dollar. There are other features that, like I said, one would require some equipment to be able to determine the authenticity. But these are basic features that one can look for. The polymer notes also have security features that one can look out for during the performance of a field test, so to speak. Just by looking at the note, on this section of the note here, this section here, there's what you call a hide and reveal effect. If you tilt it at a certain angle, you will see the denomination of the note written in that section there. And that is the case with all the notes for the polymer notes, the 5, the 10, the 20, 50, and the $100 note. Also, there is a clear window that you can see right through the note. This holographic film here, you can see right through the notes in these windows. It's very clear. This triangle here, if you tilt the note slightly, you will see the denomination written in there as well. So that is an additional feature that you can look for. Also, with the $10 note, if you tilt it slightly towards the light, you will notice the wings of the bird, the hummingbird, turns gold as you tilt it. With the 20, the 50, and the $100 notes, if you look at the holographic film and you tilt it slightly, you will see some movements of the images. There's a fish there and a bird. You will see the fish moving slightly, and also the color of the bird and the fish also changes when you look at when you tilt the notes. There's also an additional feature, which is not a security feature per se, but it can be used to identify the different denominations, and that would be an impression of a symbol on the upper right-hand corner of the bill. In the case of the $10, it is an X, and it is so designed to assist the visually impaired to identify the note. So that can also be used as a security feature. Like I said, the intention was not for a security feature per se, but more to assist the hearing impaired. So the $10 would have the X, the 20 would have a rectangle, the 50 would have a triangle, and the 100 would have a square. Now the $5 note also has a symbol, but I'm not going to disclose the symbol as yet, because as you know, the $5 note is not yet in circulation. We have to wait until August or so next year, so when that will come into circulation.
So what are the repercussions of using these notes if you are unaware that you have a fraudulent currency?
If you're not sure that you're carrying, if you have a note and you're not sure that it is genuine or not, I think the better thing to do is to report it to the police or turn it into the bank. Because once you have it in your possession, the law makes it clear that you will be punished just the same way as if you were the one who actually made the counterfeit. And that carries a 10-year jail sentence.
Well, St. Lucia, you've heard from Officer Nicholas. So whilst you go out and you are issuing money, because this is a season, be very careful. He mentioned how you can notify or how you can observe the currency. So when you go out, just be very careful so that you are not fined. All right. Thank you so much, officer, for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to talk to me.
You're welcome. No problem.
Hey, St. Lucia, so we are right back where we all started. And since this is our final segment and we are closing out, I want to leave you with the St. Joseph's Convent singing you a Christmas carol to take you through the day. But I will see you again tomorrow for another episode of This Morning right here on your number one leader, DVS Shanro, signing out.